Karenina, is that your first English language movie that you've done?
It is.
Because I was looking, you've done a lot of television and a lot of features in Sweden, and now A Royal Affair.
Well, two. And,
yep.
And then A Royal Affair, and now two in, English language film.
So Anna Karenina is one, and what's the other English language film?
I did another film called Seventh Son in the beginning of this year, so that one comes out next year. It's an American film.
What's that? Who's in that?
It's, I'm in good company. It's Jeff Bridges and Julianne Moore.
Nice.
Yeah. And Sergei Bodrov, who's a great filmmaker as well.
I love him.
Yeah.
So it's a period. I did look this up. It's a period piece.
Well, you don't know what time it's set. It's a fantasy adventure film, so.
So are you now navigating more of the English language auditions for parts in different films? A lot of that coming your way?
Well, I'm here now for a couple of weeks and doing a lot of meetings and meeting people and doing readings and, yeah.
So in general, I find that many Scandinavians have extraordinarily good English accents. And is there an actual reason why that is? What is it something about the language?
We learned English quite early. We're about 10 when we started to learn English in school. But then I think, comparing to Italy or parts sometimes in France, but in Germany they dub film. We don't do that. We have all the films that come to Sweden are with subtitles. So we're exposed to the English language more than some other European countries.
So in Sweden, Mads Mikkelsen, is he like one of the biggest movie stars there?
Well, he's Danish, so but I think when it comes to Mads, we consider him as Scandinavian, so he's partly.
Isn't he a star all over Scandinavia?
Yeah,
even if he's
That's
Danish?
What I mean.
Yeah. So you must have been pretty excited when you got this role.
Of course. I met him the first time at my screen test for this role. And so we did an audition with costume, and Mads was there, and
So you would be more likely to speak English better than you would speak Danish.
Of course. I had never been in Denmark when I went there for this part. And I didn't understand what they said. Nikolai even gave me the part in Danish, and I just nodded because I didn't want to ask him what for the 20th time because I had been trying so hard to figure out what he was saying all the time. So I was thrilled just over the fact that he, trusted the fact that I was going to do my very, very best in 2 months and learn, Danish. And
so of those languages, which are the most similar? Of
Norwegian and Swedish.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
And Danish is very different?
Yeah, I couldn't understand, especially Mads. He is, he speaks he's mumbling a lot. I'm glad when Nikolai told me that he also had to do like 50% ADR because he couldn't understand what he said. So that was like my biggest challenge. I knew that was my, my last test. When I learned Danish, when I understood what Matt said, I was a good, student.
So you've added another language to your arsenal. Do you speak any other languages?
No.
Mm-hmm.
But give me a new part, and I'll try.
Now you know. Now you know. So the part that you're playing of Caroline, she is supposed to be English.
Yeah.
Coming to Denmark. But you could relate to the loneliness and the isolation that she was experiencing as an outsider.
Well, I must say that Nikolai and all the rest of the crew and actors welcomed me with open arms, so I didn't have to go through the same journey, thank God, as Caroline did. But, my job is to work with my emotions and feelings are my tools in my, in my profession. So what I do is, of course, try and relate in any way you can, and create your character from that.
So this also is a very passionate and intimate love story inside a very intense political setting. That was challenging, I would imagine.
Yeah, and I mean, it's first of all, it's such an engaging story. It's almost too good to be real. When I first read about it, it's I mean, it's those three characters and how their own personal journey of uh, you know finding love and living next to each other, and then also how this whole event actually kind of started off the Danish Revolution at that time. And for me to work with um, this character who gets to, leave her, you know, family behind, and she comes to this country where she kind of has to take quite many steps back, and she can't, speak up. She can't be herself. She can read the books that she wants. Her Prince Charming that she's been imagining 16 years old is not the man who she thinks he is, but then, she meets this man who kind of opens her up in the end.
How was Mads to work with as an actor?
Well, he's a great actor, and I think also Danes in general are very easy. Like Mads is the most, down-to-earth man you can imagine. I remember when I went there for my screen test, he was like, "You were a ballet dancer when you were young." I was like, "Me too." And then he started off doing some ballet tricks on the floor, So he was very warm, especially for both me and for Mikkel. It was his first film, was my second film, and he was just. Yeah, I think it was a great experience for us to work with such a great actor.